Okay, on the table today I've got a Magnum XL30 RFS engine that has been sitting in this state of disrepair in a container since October 27th of last year, and I'm just now getting around to putting it back together. So I was going to throw it back together here real quick, and I'm going to attempt to do it all in this little box here that I've got all these parts laid out and arranged. So I'm going to start with putting these valve springs, or the valves, back in. But before I do that, I need to find that little piece of, oh, here it is, went on the floor, a little piece of paper towel I had wadded up to go hold these valves in there. Now I've got my headlamp and magnifier on my head, so I'm hoping, I think I'm going to have to take these gloves off. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this with those on. Hoping that I don't get this in the frame and get it in the way of seeing what I'm doing here, but so I'm just, when I use these little C-clip things like this, they're not even clips, they're just little C's. I just kind of use a fingernail to depress that, hopefully, and slide that in place. It takes quite a bit of dexterity. And of course, if you drop the thing, you gotta try to find it again. There's one. Gotta make sure that I keep that paper towel under there so that valve doesn't drop down at the same time I'm trying to hold it. I was just doing that one last one with my index finger. I'm going to try this holding it down with my thumbnail. Okay, good. Valves are in. Okay, what's next here? I've got all my screws laid out here. I guess the next thing would be let's go ahead and drop this camshaft in here and time the engine. So I'm going to have to hold the crank pin at top dead center. Here's my timing mark, so it'll go in like this. That timing mark needs to be in line with the push rod, so it's one of those things where you just kind of have to guess. I'm going to hold that like that and kind of just drop it in there and hope you get lucky. And I don't think I got lucky. I think I need to pull that thing out and rotate it. Now this is also where I might have to stick my head in here so I can see this dot. Okay, now that looks, it was right, but it's not now. It went one tooth off. Okay.
I don't think you're going to have a chance in hell at seeing that dot in there, but
I'm at top dead center. That's in line, so it's good. You're just gonna have to trust me on that. Took a couple of tries, but you just basically just have to try to drop it in there and hope for the best. Move that magnet. I don't think I need that magnet. Okay, I can drop my cam followers in there. Make sure you orient them properly, otherwise you'll be taking it apart again. Alright, now let's go with our piston. Find the chamfered side. I think what I need to do here is, it feels like it's got some oil on it, but I think I'm gonna put a little bit more on it. There's the chamfered side, right? Yep. Okay. Doing the best I can to try to hold it up here so you can see what I'm doing also. Lube the outside, lube the inside. So that's in. I'm going to leave this connecting rod at bottom dead center to install the head and push rods. So I've got push rod tubes here. The head has the O-rings in there, so these little O-rings here go down, or seals I guess you could call them. These are my 4 head screws. Deals where you have to really hold it tight there. Of course, now my finger's covering up one of the holes. I think I want to start with the front hole. See if that's the right one. Just gotta run these down until I just start to feel it start to snug. Okay, so they're all snugged down. I'm going to start really snugging that side and then do a star pattern. Okay, that looks good. Next is going to be dropping the push rods in. Except I want to make sure I keep this at bottom dead center. There is no orientation with these push rods. They're symmetrical on both sides. And then we've got this little rocker arm assembly here. And the screw that has the little lock washer on it is the one that goes in there. My camera's probably focusing on the end of my hand there instead of what I'm doing here. Wow. Feels like it's got pretty good compression already, and it hasn't even had the valve set. So this is where the ASP, Magnums, and all the variants from OS really suffer in quality, in my opinion. And that is up here in this valve train area, because the rocker arms are just not as machined looking. I guess they don't really need to be for a small engine like this, but these rocker adjustment nuts, I think they're just not the right type of material, and they're just seems like I've had issues in the past with those things easily breaking and not staying, not keeping the setting for whatever reason. Let's see what's next here. Let's do our rear cover. Not keeping a setting is an issue I've had. Where does this thing not have? Oh, it only came with the spinner nut. It's been so long since I've had this thing, I don't even remember. These were the rear cover screws here. Don't even remember what it came with. I don't even remember where I even came up with this. If I bought it, if it was given to me, I'd have to go back and watch more videos on it. That's how long it's been and how many engines have come across this table since October. I had difficulty finding what the hell is going on here. I don't remember if this was an engine I sent. I think maybe this was an engine I sent. Definitely not able to screw these screws all the way in, so maybe I can find a T-pin or something. Of course, the more I sit here and screw them in, the more I'm sitting there compacting that in there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do here now. The majority of this installation or reassembly is done. There's really not a whole lot more to it. I've already put the carb together. I'm just going to put the carb on, set the valve lash, and it's done. So that's pretty much the reassembly of this engine. I'm going to have to investigate and what the hell else I can do about this other than just put some little washers on there. So there you go. There's your assembly video for the day.